Okay, I'm here with Hannah Dansky, my new favorite person in the world.
Thanks.
Yeah. I have a kind of like generosity crush on you now.
Great.
So Hannah's with some others, the founder of Boulder Food Rescue.
Mm-hmm.
We just did a delivery. So there's a lot of hunger, there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of waste. What do we need to know?
Yeah, I mean, 40% of the food in this country gets thrown away somewhere on the stuff of the production line. And at the same time, like 1 out of every 6 people are food insecure, meaning they don't have access to fruits and vegetables or adequate nutrition in their diet. So it's kind of like this obvious paradox, right? Like the good food that's going away should go to the people that are hungry. And it's a really simple answer. It's just like the logistics and figuring out how to do that and actually doing it is the harder part. And so
It's like Tetris karma. I'm going to try and make this make sense. So you have this huge gap of food insecurity, and you have this huge amount of food that's being wasted, and if you can just have them fit together instead of being separate,
right,
everyone's happier.
yeah, it's all about redistribution, right? Instead of that food going into the landfill, it could go to people that need it.
Yeah, and so we just delivered, like, this isn't food that looks like it should go in the landfill. It's like beautiful, organic baked goods or, produce or whatever. And so how can people do this wherever they are?
So if anybody's interested in starting up a food rescue, it really just takes taking that initial effort and kind of figuring out what's going on in their city, doing some research, figuring out if there's any other food rescues, food's going to waste, is there a demand, how would I meet that, and they can just contact us and we'll help guide them along the process. So if they want to contact Boulder Food Rescue or Food Rescue Alliance, which is our new nonprofit to help facilitate starting up direct food rescues, they can just look us up online and shoot us an email. We'll be able to follow up with them.
So, and they can find that list of food rescues either locally, through Google, on your site, and if they don't see one, they can start one with your help. And if they do see one, you go volunteer and get active, donate, right?
Right, absolutely. There's a lot of food banks and kind of traditional models of food rescue where people are taking food back to a warehouse, sorting it, and redistributing it, which is great, and it's really worked with like meats, dairies, non-perishables, things on a large scale. But when it comes to fruits and vegetables, this direct kind of food rescue model is what's really innovative. And so depending on what's going on in the people's cities, there might be a food bank, but there might still be a need for a direct food rescue to rescue fruits and vegetables. So really figuring out what's going on in your own town is the first way to like make change, because you don't want to be competing for resources or competing to
you want to work
help
together.
people. You want to work together.
So this isn't really a question, it's sort of like an anecdote. Like what's one of the most meaningful or fun memories you have from doing this?
I think the memory that really stands out to me is like when we first started. It's still the one that keeps popping up in my mind. We were just picking up from Ideal Market. They were our first donor, and I think it was like one of my third drops or something. And I dropped it off at the Bridge House community table, and I come up and I'm unloading food, and this lady that comes out that I know because I also help out with other meals in Boulder, and she's like, "Was it you who brought the raspberries?" I was like, "I don't know, maybe." She was like, "It made my day. I haven't had raspberries in years," and just like her like just overwhelming like gratitude and just like not having like her favorite fruit, was just like something that she didn't even realize until she had it, and then she was just like, that made my day. And so like I don't know, I think for me
4 boxes of raspberries.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for me it's like that's the first step to like getting out of a cycle of being down all the time. It's like having like nutritious food like can really pick you up and pick your like energy up and your body up, and like that's gonna start like picking up yourself if you want to do other things. It's hard to function when you don't feel good in your body.
Amen. And particularly for children. We actually just talked to the homeless gentleman as we left, and he, like, in one moment was kind of bitter about Boulder and how things are going, and in the next moment he was like, "God bless what you're doing. Keep it." He figured I was volunteering a lot, but he meant it to you and your crew. But he was so sweet and appreciative, and it was so interesting to see that kind of contrast. It brings out the best in human beings, what you're doing.
Thank you.
So thank you. All right.
Cool.
Going in for the hug.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for volunteering today.
Yeah. So we just covered something super interesting. So I said, do the grocery stores like working with you guys, or is it a hassle? What do you say?
I said absolutely. There's huge incentives for grocery stores to work with us because there's big tax write-offs that they can get. Like grocery stores can get up to twice the amount of the original cost of the item through a federal tax code.
And on the other end, they're saving money, right?
Yeah, so they're saving money because they're getting a tax deduction back, but they're also not paying as much for waste.
All right, they're ready. We're going in. It's kind of hard to like get going and to slow down, but once you're going, it's easy. Especially, I have very muscular thighs. My thighs are huge. So we're now going to weigh it. So why do you weigh it?
So we weigh it so that we can basically keep track of our impact. It's important for us to be able to say to people that, you know, we're rescuing 40,000 pounds a month, or we've rescued 700,000 pounds of food in total in these 3 years. But it's also good for us to give donors tax-deductible receipts. So we tell them, this is how much we picked up from you in this quarter, this year, and then they'll be able to convert that to money.
So it's practical for the grocery, it's also for your keeping track of how much you're doing.
Absolutely.
Great. So I was just talking with Rob, who works here, and so they pay rent on the space. You'd think you could find a landlord who would donate. And fundraising's super hard. You have to fill out like 100-page grants to get $5,000. You know, it's amazing like how vital and important this is, and how nobody, including myself, and that's sort of the point of this video, really thinks about this kind of thing. Even if, you know, I grew up in, you know, pretty poor circumstances, and I don't even think about it. So hopefully, you know, if you watch this video and you're inspired, like go volunteer, start this up in your local community, donate to your local pantry, food pantry, or what else do you call it?
Pantry, food bank, soup kitchen.
Food bank, soup
homeless
kitchen.
shelter.
So this isn't just about Boulder, this isn't just a local solution, you're actually trying to help do food rescue start up food rescue pods around the country?
Yeah, so we started our model about 3 years ago, and since then there's been people that have like created this like direct, just-in-time, bite-based food model in Denver, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, Jackson Hole, Seattle, Lawrence, Kansas, kind of all around.
Right.
And slowly we're finding more and more people that are interested in it. So what we just did is create this new organization called Food Rescue Alliance. And so our goal with that is to like help support and facilitate like the startup of direct food rescues, like innovative food rescues essentially. And so if people are interested in starting something up, they should contact us, and we'll be able to help support them with the startup. And then from proof of concept to sustainability, we're going to do like a big incubator program where we really help nonprofits that are starting up get off the ground.
So if I'm in some random town like or city and I say, how do I contact these grocery stores? How do I do this? How do I get volunteers? How do I get donations? We just contact Boulder Food Rescue.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys will help guide us through it?
Yeah, so we created this thing we call the package deal first, which is like, here's how to do research in your city, here's how to like kind of start up this model, here's how to recruit volunteers, everything we learned along the way essentially, which is a pretty big document that we give to people. But then we're just like constantly in contact with them to figure out, okay, what's going on now? How can we improve this? How to just do research in the first place. Like, is this food rescue needed? You know, is there, I mean, pretty much in every city there's food going to waste and people that need it, but there might already be other food recovery organizations kind of pre-existing, which you wouldn't want to compete with. So like doing that kind of research and figuring out what's going on in the city is really important. And so yeah, we're helping guide people along in that process essentially. And then once they create it, help them guide them along to make it sustainable. I mean, biking food is so tangible. Like, you just did this pickup and you're here and you're like loading these shelves up and you know people are gonna like, you're physically moving this food, which is cool.
People are coming here in like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah, they'll be here in 2 hours.
Food that they'll eat tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
And otherwise they would be hungry.
Yeah. Or they would have like kind of not as good food. Like
Right.
why we're focused on produce is because like access to fruits and vegetables in particular is really hard.
Empty boxes, full bellies. If this video gets to like 10,000 views and our viewers are psyched and some of you send in checks, we'll donate $100 a month to both organizations.
Wow.
Yeah, but only if we get those views, and some viewers in the comments say they're giving as well. So, and you can
Nice.
give locally wherever you are because it's national
Yeah.
or international.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there are a lot of hungry people in this country, and there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Just shouldn't.
And we don't really care about the views per se. We don't make any money off of that, but it's just get some traction, get the news out there. It's so inspiring. So, thank you.
Oh, and you as well. Thank you very
keep it
much.
up. Thank you. It's crazy these organizations are like struggling to raise, $5 a month or whatever. And then you come in here and you don't know about it. That's why it's so hard. And then you come in here and you're like, it's like food in people's empty bellies, and little families. And
Awesome.
it's crazy. Oh, it's emotional.
Yeah.
I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator, and he has an emotion. He's like, I'm a machine that learns. Remember? Because he never shows any emotion. Wow.
Alright.
Cool. So now what? Take it.
We bike back.